I'm going to try and keep this one short because I'm actually sober for once, but you remember that scene or you remember that part early on in One Piece when they're trying to save Nami from like the dead people, shark pirates, she's trying to buy her home island from, and they like killed her mom and shit, or adopted mom. So they got that scene, and Luffy gets thrown into the water, and they're trying to rescue him, but they can't they can't like get him out of the concrete or something like that. So because he's stretchy and made out of rubber, they grab his head and they pull his head up to the surface so he can breathe and so he can regain his strength instead of drowning. But there's that big thing now on YouTube where they keep on making new videos showing how like a snorkel doesn't really work because or like a snorkel doesn't work because the water pressure is too great at a certain point and you can't actually breathe through it if the pipe is too long, so you have to use like pressurized air and stuff. So I don't think that would have saved him. I think in real life that I mean, there's a lot of problems with that, but this is like one of those like douchey things where you just complain about something where it's like, I don't believe that like shark people who regenerate their teeth in half a second, or like, I'm willing to accept that there are shark people who can regenerate their teeth in half a second, and a guy that can fight with 3 katanas carrying one in his mouth, a guy made out of rubber, but there's absolutely no way that they could go and, his throat would get crushed by the water pressure, or he wouldn't be able to, draw air down to his lungs and actually cycle it through his body properly if he was to do that, because the water pressure would be too great as it went deeper down. So he would have just even if he hadn't inhaled water, he would have just choked to death because he wouldn't have been able to get air down into his lungs properly. But that was just my thought.